to do a video of some of the albums that came out in the month of May 2022. I got kind of just inspired by, I guess I make a playlist like every month or so of, music that comes out, and I want to just talk about the albums that I kind of put on that playlist. It's just something, fun to do, and, I don't really get a chance to talk to that many people about, this kind of music, so it's always just, fun for me to talk about on my own. But yeah, so here's some of the stuff that I really enjoyed. So I'm gonna start with this one, Healing Magic. So the album is Volume 1, Fire, and Healing Magic is a band fronted by Igor Amadeus Cavalera. It's a 2-member band. It's like a stoner sludge band with a fuzzy guitar tone, and kind of reminds me of that band Mantar, and also High on Fire as well. The songs in the album, I'd say it's really like cinematic. Like you got to be patient with the album. It takes time for each song to kind of build itself. But I think it's a cool album. Just the reading about it, it's supposed to be a story about a healer battling with a tyrant, and so the album cover kind of paints a really cool picture. But it's really cool. I saw them with Cavalera last week, and so I've just been pumped on them, and that's where I got this album too. So that's Healing Magic. So I'm gonna play a quick clip and then talk about the next album.
Shadows on the wall, a rite of passage.
Next is let's see, Jungle Rot. Actually, I don't own the physical copy just because I don't think they had the copies ready yet to ship. The album's called A Call to Arms by Jungle Rot. I believe it's their 11th album. And yeah, if you don't know Jungle Rot, it's pretty cool. They kind of mix like thrash and death metal together, so kind of like thrashy, death metal. It's more on the thrash side. I don't have a lot of like thrash albums to talk about. This is probably one of the only thrash albums. But they'll be playing in Albuquerque the month of June. I think June 15th. So looking forward to that, and maybe I can get the CD. I like the CD format just because having a truck, I still listen to CDs on my truck, and it's cool just to listen to music and drive. But yeah, Jungle Rot. It's pretty cool album. Really reminds me of Slayer. Like a lot of the songs, kind of have that Slayer kind of riff opening. Some of the cool songs are Asymmetric Warfare, just has a really cool thrashy start, and Total Extinction. It's almost starts out with like a black metal song, so it's really badass. So check out a little clip of Jungle Rot.
Enemies of the state, bureaucratic garbage and public beneath. Only follow orders when it pulls the strings. The rest of information and most of this
Next, I will talk about Zompantli. So if you haven't heard Zompantli, it's a kind of like a funeral death doom project by Brian Ortiz, who also plays in Mortuary Punishment and Zabulba. And this is I would call it like a tribal / ritualistic death doom listening experience from first track to the last track. There's a lot of stuff that Brian does. He has like drums, and he's got rattles, a lot of cool tribal instruments that he uses to build like a really cool atmosphere. It's almost like like a ritual You know, a lot of like chanting and just, you know, with the death doom sound. It's really fucking awesome. My favorite track is the third track. I can't pronounce the song titles. I don't want to like, you know, sound dumb, but yeah, the third track's my favorite. I'll play a quick clip of that, so check it out. Next, Writhing Shadows. I believe the album is just called Writhing Shadows. It's I don't know if you're a fan of like Gatecreeper or like Black Breath or Entombed. It's got that Action 2 guitar tone, that really fuzzy, you know, death metal guitar tone. But this is just a fast album. It's like, you know, Gatecreeper has that like slow mid-tempo. These guys just, you know, take that sound and they just run with it. It's definitely a sprint. You know, it's a short album. I think it's barely makes it at 30 minutes. But yeah, every song shit is just fucking awesome. Like I can't even tell you which one's my favorite. I don't know, Void Curse, Carcass of a God Beast, like every track just fucking like hits you in the face. But yeah, that's Writhing Shadows, and yeah, I'll play a quick clip off of that right now. Alright, next is Cosmic Putrefaction. The album is called Crepuscular Dirge for the Blessed Ones. So, Cosmic Putrefaction, it's a one-man death metal project, and the one man is Gabriella Grimaglia, and yeah, it's really fucking awesome. It's like heavy, but also has a really cool atmosphere. A lot of the songs have like a synthesizer, so it kind of adds that layer of atmosphere. I can't even like think of a band to compare them to, but probably my favorite track is track 4, Amniotic Bewilderment. Some of the vocal passages actually kind of remind me of Slipknot, like the it's almost like a low whisper, and then with a really kind of like up-tempo rhythm in the back, and then just kicks into some guttural like death metal vocals. But it's a really cool album. I saw that they're on this label here, Profound Lore, and Profound Lore is probably one of my favorite like metal labels, and you know, they just put out good stuff. So yeah, check them out. And then next one, I don't own the copy of. I just got the digital copy. It's a Sisyphean, and the album's called The Colors of Faith. And you know, I follow this label, Transcending Obscurity, and they always put out good stuff. And also, some of the members of Sisyphean are in another band called Crypts of Despair. And yeah, these bands are from Lithuania, and so when I heard that Crypts of Despair members were in Sisyphean, I immediately, you know, checked it out. Sisyphean, it's like a dissonant black metal. It's a black metal record, but it's got like really like, you know, distorted kind of like guitar sounds. I can't really think of a band to, you know, compare them to. There's a band called Shamash. Kind of reminds me of that band, but it's just a cool album. It's just got a unique sound, and yeah, I'm just a fan of Crypts of Despair and the Transcending Obscurity records, so I had to check it out, and yeah, I really did enjoy it. And next is Oh man, this one really kind of caught me off guard. It's Luminous Vault, and again, profound lore. Animate the Emptiness is the name of the album. It's yeah, you could say it's electronic black metal, and electronic black metal on paper kind of sounds weird, like I don't know, but these guys really like, you know, make it work. There's a band that I don't think they really make albums anymore. They were called like Locrian. I think they used to be like on Relapse Records. It really reminds me of them, just that electronic and yeah, incorporated, you know, into black metal. It's really unique. Yeah, the whole album's cool. I'd say my favorite song is the fifth track, Earth Demon. I don't know, it's just really unique. Probably one of the more unique songs on, or sorry, the more unique albums on this list I made up. All right, next is gonna be, actually I got the vinyl here, Nechochwen, Kanawha Black. It's black metal, US black metal. Nechochwen, if you don't know, they're, you know, they incorporate like indigenous like history and culture in their lyrics. Here's the dude I interviewed a couple months ago, and I think this guy's a drummer. But yeah, this guy is Aaron Carey, cool guy, nice guy. I got a chance to talk to. He kind of explained the whole album and the meanings behind the songs. And the cool thing about this is it comes with a sheet and kind of like an explanation of each song along with the lyrics. Yeah, it's just cool, kick-ass black metal. Some of the instrumentation is super complicated. I believe this guy Aaron Carey is like a classical guitar player, and he's also like a professor of music. Like, yeah, so this is like some really like, comes with the CD, really like high quality music. You know, it's not like a shitty like black metal project, you know, on Bandcamp. It's like real like music, and I believe it's been about 7 or 8 years since their last album. So yeah, like these guys take their time with their music, so it's really fucking awesome. And I would kind of highly suggest getting like one of the physical copies just to kind of get a chance to look at what each song is about. So yeah, that's Nechochwen. Alright, next I also got this vinyl. It's Predatory Light, and Predatory Light, the album Death in the Twilight Hours. So yeah, this is on 20 Buck Spin. So 20 Buck Spin always puts out good shit too. And I heard that there's a band in Santa Fe, New Mexico called Superstition, and the members of Superstition made this album. So Superstition is, sorry, my freaking earbud keeps falling out. But Superstition is a death metal project out of Santa Fe. And so those members put this out, which is a black metal project. So yeah, Predatory Light, I would call it more like melodic black metal, sort of like early Tribulation, Cloak, and even there's this one band called Vampire. I think they're from Sweden, so they have that like melodic black metal sound, sort of like Dissection. So yeah, they kind of have that too. Really cool like guitar leads, guitar melodies all throughout the album. There's only 4 tracks, and yeah, each track is really cool. They're like, you know, almost 10-minute songs, so really long album, 40-minute album, 4 tracks. So overall it's cool. You know, I just heard that the band Superstition was putting out a black metal project, so I checked it out. Also, this probably, I don't really have, these are all just kind of like stuff I really like, but the one I think I really enjoyed that came out was this Vital Spirit. Still as the night, cold as the wind. I was really looking forward to this. I got the tape because when they announced this album, they only offered like the tape version, which, you know, I thought this was going to be the only version, so I picked that up. But then like a couple weeks later, they released the CD version, which, you know, if I had the choice, I'd have probably got the CD. But, you know, it's cool though. The tape is pretty cool. So Vital Spirit, they're a two-man black metal project out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and they, you know, their sound is unique as well. They have like a Western movie, like a soundtrack, you know, vibe going on. So I think even the singer and the main guy, his name's Kyle, he even cites that, you know, Western movie soundtracks were what inspired him to start this project. But, you know, the lyrics are really fucking cool. You know, there's songs about, you know, Native people. You know, there's songs about the Pueblo. There's a song of The Long Walk, which is my favorite, about, you know, Navajo people. And it's just like kind of like a deep dive into the American Southwest. You know, the cowboy and Indian concept. So yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, I know they're not indigenous, but you know, you don't have to be indigenous to make sick music that honors like Native people. So yeah, I would say of all the releases that this came out this past month, this was probably by far my favorite. There's some other stuff that I checked out. Just, you know, I follow a lot of like collectors on Instagram, Facebook, and even on YouTube, which is why I'm doing this. You know, there's a lot of like people that collect music on YouTube that talk about it. But one of them in particular, I wasn't, you know, I picked it up. I bought into the hype. You know, Mutilatred. It's just like, it's like brutal death metal. You know, it's to me, like, I'm not a big brutal death metal fan. Like, I'm more of like I don't know. I'd say I'm more like kind of like a traditional, like, just death metal fan. But yeah, I mean, it kind of let me down. I was like, I had high hopes for it. But I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, but you know, definitely not my favorite. And then there was another album. I didn't pick up the physical release. I've just been streaming it. Coven came out on the Relapse Records. You know, I've been listening to that too, and I probably listened to it like maybe 4 or 5 times, and it still hasn't really hit me yet. But maybe if I listen to it a few more times, it might, you know, something might click. But yeah, that one also got a lot of attention this past month, which, you know, hasn't really clicked for me yet. But yeah, that's it. That's just my albums that, you know, really enjoyed this past month, and I just wanted to talk about them like in this format. I did like podcasts like this where I talk about albums, but then like no one really listened to them, so I figure I do it on this platform instead of releasing it as one of the podcasts. But yeah, I hope you know, whoever's watching it enjoyed this you know, video, and I'll try to do this at least once a month. So thank you.